for some technical difficulties we had connecting. But good afternoon. My name is Chad Granger, and I'm one of the regional managers of PrimePay's Benefit and Compliance Services. And today isn't one of our traditional broker webinars. We're not focusing on detailed regulatory matters. We wanted to spend some time rethinking broker sales strategy in light of COVID-19 and how it's affected the way we do business going forward. And to do that, I have the pleasure of introducing our special guest, Shay Rowbottom. And if you have any questions for Shay, please feel free to put them in on a dashboard on GoToWebinar, and we will try to fit some questions in if we can. If not, we'll certainly follow up with them because we got a late start here today. Now, Shay is a digital marketing specialist, a public speaker, a social selling expert, and the true queen of LinkedIn, although I don't think that's an official title. It isn't. All right, she just reached the 300,000 follower mark, so congratulations, Shay. That is a milestone. Now, admittedly, you have a little bit of a head start to me, just a little bit. I won't say how much, but we'd like to welcome Shay to PrimePay's Broker Webinar. Welcome, Shay. Really
Thank you for having me, Chad. Hello, PrimePay family. I'm excited to be here today and just provide value and teach you all how you can have more success through social media.
Thanks, Shay. You know, the first time I ever saw you on LinkedIn was someone had sent me your copy of your short video called Things Sales Guys Say, which was terribly amusing, and I believe it went viral. But then I started following your content because I thought you were really emphasizing some things that perhaps an older generation of brokers were overlooking, namely the power to establish credibility, to reach potential new clients in a different way while still building your business audience and differentiating yourself, you know, from your competitors, which for brokers can be a real challenge. And as we all know, business as usual doesn't really exist in 2020. In-person meetings will be a lot less frequent, if at all, and reaching new clients will be more challenging than ever before. Why is building your personal brand on LinkedIn so important?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with the advent of COVID-19, I don't think that I have to tell anyone why it's important now. But even as the world does return to normal, I think this has been a big wake-up call for a lot of businesses that the opportunity for self-advertising is online now. The older generations that historically have been the primary demographics consuming these mediums like television, newspaper, magazines, they will die. I don't mean to sound harsh, but like that is the reality, is the younger generations are not easy to advertise through those mediums anymore. So what I see in a lot of businesses with their hang up, which COVID has helped with, is they'll say, we don't need to change anything, everything is working. But they're not looking long term. They're not thinking ahead to realize, look, everyone is on their cell phone, everyone is consuming through social media. So it's pay now or pay later. I always say you're either going to invest in creating your own following on social media and hiring experts to help you know how. You're going to do that today so that you not only have a platform to advertise your own offers on for years to come, but also as we continue to see all of the advertising dollars shift from television to social media, well, good thing you're building your own platform and good thing you know how to build and nurture your own audience, because now you set yourself up for being in the position to not only market your own offers, but collect some of those advertising dollars from other relevant companies who might want to advertise on your social media channel in the future, who have a crossover offer, who their audience is similar to your audience and you're not direct competitors. That is really the key that a lot of people are missing. It's kind of like, oh, I don't need social media now. Yeah, you might not need it now, but you undoubtedly will in a few years when all these traditional mediums die off, and you're gonna have wish you built your own, because otherwise you're just gonna pay other social media channels to advertise on their page.
Yeah, we talk a lot about organic growth in this industry, as companies' needs change, and trusted consultant relationships develop over time. How can an employee benefits consultant use LinkedIn and perhaps other social media platforms to uncover additional opportunities with their current clients? Jay, did you hear me?
Oh, no, you cut out the last 5 seconds. What did you say?
My apologies. How can an employee benefits consultant use LinkedIn and perhaps other social media platforms to uncover additional opportunities with their current clients?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. I actually have clients in this industry who've utilized their LinkedIn profile to just become a source for employee benefits, for information technology, what's trending, how can I help? How can I help? That's really the question you want to ask yourself is how can I help? What can I give away for free in my content that's going to allow people to start trusting me as a source for valuable information? And then inevitably what happens is people start to follow you. They start to see you as more of the authority in the industry than someone who's not making content. Even if there's someone out there in your industry who's more qualified, who's better at servicing your clients than you would be, but if they're not making content and showing up consistently as top of mind, they're not going to be seen as the authority. So you need to show up and just give, what can I share in my area of expertise that would make my target market's lives easier and go from there. And now on top of that, because that's a great place to start, Chad. That's like literally the one key piece of advice I could give to anyone is just how can I provide value? Just frame all your content around that. What can I give away that's just valuable? But on top of that, and this is what I teach in my program, and I've helped a lot of business owners on LinkedIn because a lot of them were doing it. It's like they were doing their own content, they were making text posts or whatever, doing their own little strategy, but they didn't actually have the formula for how to stand out in the news feed, how to actually get people to stop on the video and watch it. So it doesn't matter how valuable the message you are about to share is, if you don't know how to optimize it, you're going to lose people. So instead of starting your video with, hey, I'm Chad Granger and this is my blah 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 blah, it's like you're going to actually deter people from watching that video where you go on to provide value. So something that I teach is like how to come up with headlines, for example, how to actually just use social media in your favor to play into the algorithm to get attention. Attention is number one. You said it, Chad. You said that you found me from a video where I was doing a skit where I was just imitating sales guys and being funny, right? That's how you
Yeah.
found me. So I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm the best digital marketer out here. Here's my video talking about my business, how I'm the best, buy from me. I was just getting attention. What can I do that's valuable, that's going to get attention? Humor is valuable. People love to laugh, So I make videos, funny skits, and inevitably it drives traffic back to my profile so that my more niche content around video marketing, showcasing my skills, establishing myself as an authority. Now, way more people are landing on my profile because I've just cast the net, I've provided value. So that's also a really important component. Provide value, but also know the science behind how to get attention. And the best way to do that is to hire someone who's done it, hire someone who knows it. I call it top of funnel marketing. Everyone, it's a dime a dozen, these like landing page creators or funnel makers or messaging creators. Like that's all after you've gotten the attention, but how do you actually get the attention? And that's what I teach businesses to do on LinkedIn.
So there's a science to getting attention then.
There is a science. It's not what people think. It's something that really humbled me because I worked on Facebook for years, making video content for all of the largest blogs on Facebook, and I was completely clueless. I was sending them videos. They were like, this is stupid. No one's going to watch this. I'm like, what do you mean? I had to really humble myself to learn to put myself in the user's shoes which these blog owners all knew, right? Because they had grown a following, because they knew how to consistently give that positive user experience. I learned from them. You know, I was able to learn how to create video content, how to license video content, what stories go viral, why they go viral, how to edit it for social media. And I did that for years before I ever got on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, my kids seem to be very skilled at the science of getting attention, I guess. Most kids are. But this might be a little bit of a more nuanced question. Is there a different approach on social media when it comes to retaining current clients as opposed to winning new ones? I know you said, you know, you want to stay at the forefront of their thinking, kind of the getting attention, maybe opening doors, but, you know, what's the, you know, is there a difference between when you're trying to reach someone new as opposed to kind of keeping in front of business relationships you already have?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel for myself that once I get a client to trust me and buy through my blog, I sort of have a client for life. I don't really feel like I have to try hard to retain them. It's just more and more new people coming in all the time. But I will say something just in general that I've learned in business is share what you're doing, you know, share the success. It's okay to have a humble brag on LinkedIn where you're kind of like reminding people how valuable you are. Because a lot of times, what we'll do as the business owner is we see the results we're providing for a client and we know it. And we're like, oh, great, campaign is working. I'm doing great by them, yada, yada, yada. They don't always know it. You know, they don't always know. You need to like actively be telling them how good you're doing for them. Hey, by the way, here's your monthly report on your profile. We've gained you 7,000 followers. We've gotten you this amount of leads. We've done this. So like just very actively communicating to your already existing audience, your already existing clients that you are valuable. It sounds silly, like it sounds like it shouldn't be needed, right? And maybe you want to be humble and you don't want to always feel like you're bragging about what you're doing, but it really is important that they know consistently that you are showing up for them, providing value, that you are this person of value. And when it comes to new clients, just continue to create short content that gets people in the door, short content. So I would say my longer content is for my clients that already know, like, and trust me and are willing to invest in a 5-minute video because they know Shay Rowbottom, they know I'm valuable, and they'll listen to anything I say at this point. In order to continue growing my following and gaining new followers, I do have to invest in shorter form content, in skit videos like you saw, things that are going to cast the net wide, get new followers, get new eyeballs on my page. But yeah, you definitely want to balance between bringing in those new eyeballs, turning them into clients, but also nurturing those clients that are already there. And I think a great way to do that is just continue to remind them who you are, remind them what you've done for them, remind them what you're working on next, what you're working toward, what new offers you're creating that are going to be valuable to them. And also just reminding people who are already in your community, who are already paying you, that you're going to take care of them first. So let's say you have a new offer coming out. Let's say I have a new digital marketing course coming out. I'll promote it on my page, but I'll also say, oh, and for all my clients who are already in my community, who are already in the boot camp, you're going to get an email about this. You've got first dibs, discounted access. And then not only are those clients happy, but all the people who aren't clients are like, wait a minute, if I'm a client of Shay, I get discounted access to more features in the future. Maybe I want to join this community, you know? So that's another great way to just keep building that customers for life portfolio.
Yeah, building community, I think that's important. Shay, can you talk a little bit about the difference between like having a lot of connections on LinkedIn as opposed to maybe building real business relationships?
Sure. So connections on LinkedIn are really supportive in having an organic content strategy. So for me, I just focused on how can I connect with as many people as possible. I still had standards for who I connected with, but it was, again, more important for me to get eyeballs on my page because I teach organic content marketing. And a great way to complement your organic content strategy is to have new connections coming in every day. Because on LinkedIn, when you connect with someone, what's the first thing you do? You go to their profile. Okay, what's the second thing you do? You probably go to their posts and check out their most recent content. So when you enter into my program, for example, and you start making organic video content, you're only going to fuel that content by having new connections every day come and check out that content. I don't do direct outreach on LinkedIn. I don't do direct pitching where I connect and then I'm right away like, hey, saw your profile. I'd love for you to buy my bootcamp. I just want people to see my content, and that's why I connect with them. So if people are coming and seeing my content, they're selling themselves over time. They're getting themselves in the funnel. Oh, wow, she has a cool video on her page. Cool. Now my next video comes out. Oh yeah, I saw her last video. I'm gonna watch this one. Cool. And then over time, they start to know, like, and trust me. They realize what I sell, what I do, what my value is, and then they decide on their own to reach out to me on LinkedIn for business, to send me a message. I have not done any paid ads on LinkedIn. I have not done one direct outreach campaign. Every single sale that I make is people who come to me because of the content. So that's my perspective on connections. I would say, yeah, it's just it's like a hack. It's like, instead of thinking that you need all these connections and you're just going to message people, they don't care about you. You know, you're a stranger. I'm sorry, but you're not valuable. Once you have a following and people know who you are, they know your content, that's when direct outreach is really beneficial. Imagine if I did a direct outreach campaign now on my page. How many people would actually be excited that I was sending them a message about my boot camp? They would, my response rate would be way higher. So you have to be someone first. You have to earn that trust first. And that's why I push organic content, because it's the best way to do it. And on a platform like LinkedIn, where there's very little competition, it's easy to get a lot of reach.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I mean, people do that to me on LinkedIn, and just generally not a productive way. And I think it's better, certainly, if they're coming to you because you have demonstrated value that you can provide. So absolutely.
Exactly.
I wonder if you could kind of talk a few minutes about how did you grow so quickly on LinkedIn, seemingly out of nowhere, right? And create a stream of inbound leads organically.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had the background on Facebook. Before I ever made my own video content, I was working for years for other blogs, making their content. I had a video licensing agency where I facilitated deals between content owners, viral video clip owners, dog owners, whatever was funny, whatever was trending online. It was my job to facilitate a license for that clip, for that media, and resell it to large blogs that needed content. So in doing that, I learned how to edit video content. I learned about what content goes viral. I learned about the news feed. I learned everything. And eventually that turned into a more traditional advertising agency, a media buying company, where we were just running ad campaigns on consumer products on Facebook. And for that side of the business, I had heard that LinkedIn was a good place to get leads. Now, I'm young, you know, I'm 27. I was 25 when I learned about LinkedIn being a good place to get leads. I was like, what? You know, I thought LinkedIn was for old people. I thought it was for job seekers. I totally didn't understand, but I figured I'd give it a shot. So I started making my own video content, and I was committed. That's like the big thing, is you have to commit. How bad do you really want it? It's easy to make one video, see no results from it, and then give up completely. I didn't do that. I committed. I said, okay, I'm gonna try this LinkedIn thing. I'm gonna see if I can really get leads here for my advertising agency. So I committed to 3 original selfie videos per week on my LinkedIn. Nothing fancy. I literally would just whip on my cell phone, shoot like this, talking about topics that I believed in, talking about digital marketing, flexing my skills in my industry, sharing how to write headlines, everything I had learned about video marketing. And right away I saw results. You know, right away my profile started to grow. People were coming to me. I was like, wow, there's no competition on LinkedIn when it comes to video, right? And I had just come from this video world, this hyper saturated Facebook world where you were competing for views, and I was killing it there even. We were getting 1 billion views a month cumulatively for all of our clients on Facebook. So getting on LinkedIn for me and applying all of those principles to my own blog and my own content was a breeze, but I had to stay consistent. I had to stick with it. I had days, weeks where I didn't feel like shooting LinkedIn videos myself. I had just taken care of all my clients all week. I was done. I stuck with it. I hired a coach, someone to help me stay accountable, which is funny because that's literally what I do now for people. And then the other really key thing that I want to touch on before I wrap up here, Chad, is I was not afraid to be vulnerable. I was not afraid to be personal. I was sharing in my content some of my insecurities. I had opened up about having depression. I don't anymore, but back then I was really struggling. And I just decided to make a video about it. I was like, you know what, whatever. It was in many ways kind of like a cry for help, but the beautiful thing in it was it helped so many people. I got so many messages of people saying, I struggle with depression too. I'm afraid I can't talk about it. I got business from it. Like I literally got people calling me to do business, like, oh, I want to help you. I want to learn more about your company. So it just really opened the floodgates. I realized a lot of people in the professional world, they want to try so hard to be all put together and like they have zero flaws, thinking that's what's attractive. But what's attractive to humans is being able to relate to them. I became so relatable because I was just exposing myself. And that's also a huge part of what I teach in my program is how to balance being niche, being valuable, just providing value and being an authority in your industry with also just being human. You know, at the end of the day, people do business with people. And I think to sum up, in combination, my video marketing background where I already knew how to do videos for social media combined with my hunger for leads, my thirst, my commitment to, okay, I'm going to commit, I'm going to stay committed to this, combined with my vulnerability, my willingness to be real, to be open, to show up as my authentic self. Within 2 months of releasing 3 original selfie videos per week on my LinkedIn, sure enough, I had generated over 6 figures in revenue for my Facebook advertising business at the time. So that's when the light bulbs went off, and I eventually ended up selling that company so that I could just do what I was doing, just teach businesses on LinkedIn how to have the exact same success that I've had.
That's awesome. Now, Shay, I'm going to quote someone, and you tell me who said this, okay?
Okay.
Perfect people don't exist, so don't pretend to be one.
I don't know who said it, but they are right. They are perfect in that analysis.
But it's a hip hop artist. I know I've heard you say you listen to NF, so I thought it would be a good lead in.
Oh, it's NF? Oh,
Yes.
say it again. Say the line again. No,
Perfect people don't exist, so don't pretend to be one.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't need pats on the backs from people for my achievements. Yep, I know the song. I know the line. Yep.
Well, it set up
Yep.
my next question, so I thought I'd work it in there. Can you spend a few minutes on how someone without fancy equipment or experience provide, content for social media? So part of, you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to have the perfect equipment either. Just some kind of the mechanics of, you said early on you used your iPhone. Is that, something people can start using? Yeah.
Yep. That's also a big misconception when people think video content strategy. They think expensive, they think equipment, they think lights, camera production, setup. I get that because for so many years, that's what video was. That's what video was to businesses. It was like this big investment. People need to, snap into the reality and realize that's not the case anymore. When I worked on Facebook licensing all those videos, the majority of the ones that went viral were shot on someone's cell phone. It was not fancy footage. It doesn't matter on social media. When you pay $25 or whatever it costs anymore to go see a movie, you expect cinematic quality. Like you expect this was a $1 billion production and I'm going to get, this beautiful cinematic video footage on screen. No one expects that on social media. It's just you thinking that. Look at you on social media. Look at the content that you like, comment, and engage with. Really break it down. Do you really think that that was a cinematic, expensive setup? Probably not. It was probably shot on a cell phone because on social media, people care more about the context of the message. And again, this goes back to the relatability. People just want to relate to you. So don't overthink it. And on top of that, my clients that do overthink it, that think that they need this elaborate setup, I notice have the hardest time sustaining, which is the most important. You want to sustain. So however easy you can make your setup on yourself in the beginning, that's going to keep you motivated to week after week continue and come back, do that. If that's all you can commit is to shooting on your cell phone, find a window, find some basic lighting, and that's the way that you're going to stay consistent. That's something that you can commit to. Do that, because you're going to burn yourself out trying to have this fancy setup. And it's really not needed in the beginning when you don't have a big. I waited until I was already making money through LinkedIn. I was making money. I had the following. I had the eyeballs. Okay, now I'm ready to invest in a better camera. Okay, now I'm ready to hire editors and do a little bit more with my content. But it's a stepping stone. I got there when I was ready, and I attribute my consistency to not making it hard on myself in the beginning. So yeah, just that, go easy on yourself, whip out your cell phone. Remember also that you don't have to post it. Just film it. Just get in the habit of documenting when things come up, something that you have a valuable tip you want to share. Just film it. It's only going to get easier. A lot of people give up. They see themselves on camera once and they're like, they get so scared. It's like, you don't have to release it. Just start filming it every day. Challenge yourself every day for 30 months, or 30 months, every day for a month. So 30 days. Shoot a video on your cell phone, just a quick 60-second tip, whatever comes to you that day. But the plan is you're not going to release any 30 of these videos. They're just going to be for you to practice. Do 30 of them. I promise you, by the end of those 30 days, you're going to be dying to release 1 or 2 of those videos.
Well, everyone's gotten very good at selfies, so selfie videos got to be next, right?
Yeah.
Just lastly here, before we have some concluding things, besides yourself, who do you see putting out content on LinkedIn that our listeners may find valuable? I know Jonathan, is it Palmar? Is that how he says his last name? Works with you, puts out some excellent material. I recommend anybody, making sure you check him out. But is there anyone else that you would follow and kind of find their information helpful?
All my clients. Go follow all my clients. They're not hard to find. You can spot them. They're usually getting attention. Their videos are similar to mine usually. Yeah, I get a lot of people now coming to me for my business because of my clients' videos, which is beautiful. My clients get more of their clients, but I actually also get to start paying them for referrals because so many people hit them up and say, oh, I just love your delivery. I love how you're able to package your industry skills into these videos and release them consistently. I'm just curious, how are you doing that? Oh, go to Shay Rowbottom. So that's been really helpful for me in getting more business. Another person that you can follow who's helped me a lot, who helps everyone, is Gary Vaynerchuk. He's always giving away free tips on video, content marketing, entrepreneurship, and he is really big on LinkedIn. So definitely follow him there.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you have a LinkedIn bootcamp that you offer. So I was wondering if you might be able to speak a little bit further about that and how it might be of interest.
Absolutely. So it's a 6-week LinkedIn video bootcamp. It is a recorded program of myself teaching online in pre-recorded videos. Essentially, the goal is to have you come out armed and ready to create content and attract leads on LinkedIn in the exact same manner I have. So it's literally just giving away all my secrets. It's a one-time payment for the business owner who's like, I really need to figure out this social media thing. I don't know where to start. I know I need it, but my strategy hasn't been effective. How do I make it work? This is the program for you. So I walk you through how to actually understand social media in the first place. Before we build a house, we got to lay the foundation. What is the news feed? What are people looking for in the news feed? How can I create content that contributes to positive user experience in the news feed? That's number one. Then we go into your industry. How can I create content around my industry that's going to be valuable, get people to see me as an expert and come to me for business? How do we write scripts around that? How do we package that scripts up into actually shooting the videos, coaching people on video, confidence, right? How to be confident on camera, all the way down to how you can hire an editor, how you can outsource video production. I pay a lot of my editors less than $10 an hour. People think that it's this big thing. It's not. I teach you how to also hire an editor and I hand off all of my SOPs, my standard operating procedures for that editor, so you don't have to train anyone. It's just handed, you're armed and ready to go, start creating your videos so that business can start coming to you, all the way down to just like how to navigate the platform, different hacks and tricks for getting more reach on LinkedIn, what to actually do now that you're getting all this traffic, how to hire a VA to help you manage it. So really my clients, they just come out of the bootcamp doing exactly what I'm doing, and they can apply it to all of their businesses. They can go teach other people in their company this. It's ideal for someone who A, doesn't already have content, and B, wants to do it themselves. So that's the LinkedIn Video Bootcamp. It comes with weekly group coaching calls. It comes with access to a Facebook group where you can ask questions, a bunch of awesome LinkedIn experts in that group who just know everything about the platform. It also comes with access to my comments on LinkedIn, which help boost your growth. So it's a 6-week program. I actually have a link here that I can share in the chat if that's cool for it. Is that all right, Chad? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna drop this here. And for your community, for everyone here today, I am offering a promo code. So if you enter into the promo code Inner Circle, you actually get, it's all one word. Let me fix that. Inner Circle. You actually get a discount on it today. If you want to buy today, type in Inner Circle. It'll show up with $2,000 off the program. You'll get enrolled right away. You'll get an email from my team. And if you have any doubt about this program working, go check out my page. I have tons of testimonials there. You can look at my LinkedIn recommendations. There's video testimonials. I've really helped a lot of business owners in a lot of different industries. I've helped people in HR who provide to companies, a lot of B2B. It's the best thing for these business owners. So I love it when I can convince someone who's on the fence about like, no, I don't really need this. I don't really need this to join my program. And then I talk to them 6 weeks later and I'm like, aren't you glad you did this? And they're like, I'm so glad. You know, I literally just got off a call with one of my clients from London. He's a fitness coach. He said that I've doubled his income since he did the boot camp. He's completely transformed. He needs to hire a sales guy now because he can't even handle all the calls he's getting through LinkedIn. So it's a beautiful place to be. And I just want to encourage you all now to take care of this and learn these skills and get into this because it's only going to get more competitive. And as I mentioned earlier, the traditional avenues for advertising are only going to die more and more. So get in now and use that code Inner Circle for a discount to join the program.
Absolutely. Thanks, Shay. And obviously you can't argue without those kind of results. So we're just gonna, we're gonna edit out all the technical difficulties that we had at the beginning, and we'll send everyone a recording of the webinar who registered to attend. We will also, in a follow-up email, send you testimonials from other business leaders in various industries about how Shay has helped them grow their business. We'll send you further information on the LinkedIn Bootcamp. There'll also be a link in there to Shay's video, Things Sales Guys Say. So I'm sure you'll find that amusing, and you'll probably find something in there that you yourself have said in the past. I'm sure you will. Our next broker webinar is scheduled for Wednesday, August 5th. And the topic will be reference-based pricing for the small group market. So be sure to check out our Broker Concierge website, brokerconcierge.com, and please be sure to register to attend. Also, I will be doing a couple webinar CEs for the Manhattan chapter of NAHU on July 22nd, so shameless plug for that, but we'll be look out on the emails for my New York brokers and look forward to seeing you then. So I want to thank you, Shay, for your time this afternoon. It's been very valuable information and we really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Chad, my pleasure. And if anyone has any questions at all, feel free to just message me and my team on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Shay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon.